Greetings from the past, fellow time travelers! Once again, I am the Sporkinator, and welcome back to Mario Golf for the Game Boy Color. We're basically right smack dab in the middle of a Lynx Club tournament, so that continues now. I went on quite a rant in the last episode, which I think is good from time to time, and I don't mind doing it again now, but it's like, this time what do I talk about? I think I ran out of material. I pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover in the last one. But anyway, remember the match game between me and Genius on this? Like, he got an eagle early on and beat me pretty badly there. But then later, as the game dragged out, he got worse and worse. Why am I using a power shot? This is a par 4 hole. The risk is not worth it. But yeah, Genius just started to have a really bad time later on in that match game, and he did not do well. He ended up getting like a +3 on one of the holes, which is a triple bogey, 3 strokes above par. Which was completely unheard of. Not even Putz managed that, and he was supposedly the least skilled of the champions, or the club champions. Yeah, that's what they were called, I think. But yeah, not even Putz had a score that bad. Not even Grace had a score that bad. Even Tiny managed to avoid that for his games. Genius, of all people, did the worst. At least from what I can tell, he just did so badly. And we're talking about someone who was supposed to be difficult to beat. He was the Lynx Club champion. He was the final boss. And even now, he's at the top of the leaderboard. He's Gene Y there with -6 by hole 5. And I'm also on hole 5, and I'm behind. But not only am I going to get more birdies, there's no telling how well Genius will do. And I think each tournament has a set score that you have to beat. They don't tell you what it is, but I think like Genius and all the other players in the tournament always get the same score every time you run through this, because you don't actually see them play, so the score changing is all like a simulation or whatever. It's kind of weird. But I think that score is always the same, so there's a set score you have to beat, you just don't know what it is, which is kind of annoying. But, you know, if you knew from the get-go, it wouldn't be as fun now, would it? Oh gosh, I royally screwed that up. I will be lucky if I get par here. And I've got some steep hills, so hopefully this isn't too hard. Oh my goodness. Since this is the tournament, I hate to be a poor sport. I really hate to be a poor sport. But I am going to restart that hole. I'm sorry, but I'd much rather repeat a single hole than to repeat the entire tournament over a bogey, as it were. So we're going to cut this a bit short with a 3-wood. Maybe this will work out better. Also, I put topspin, which might have been a mistake. We will see. See, this time I'm on the green, I think, from the get-go here. Which means instead of an approach shot, I just have to putt. So even if I somehow miss this birdie here, I'll take par, it'll be okay, and we'll keep moving forward. Alright! I mean, I'm glad I restarted the hole. I feel kind of bad about having to do that, but it's the reality. It's something I had to do when I played on the Game Boy anyway, regardless of emulators or any of that crap. Wow, 0 mile an hour. There's literally no wind. So I think we're good to go to aim for the fast fairway. And I didn't mean to cut that short, but it'll still be okay, I bet. Because it's gonna roll really, really far. But it should stop long before it reaches the bushes. Yeah, see, that's nice. That's a good positioning right there. And now we're going for the green, with no wind to slow us down. However, oh shoot, oh, I hit the tree. Oh, this is gonna be bad. Oh no, I have to restart the hole now. Well, I was hoping to not do this many times. But hey, the wind is still the same, that's good. It would suck if it changed randomly like it does in Toadstool Tour. Because if you restart a hole in Toadstool Tour, you could get random weather. And it even rains in that game, which I hate rain. I hate rain in Toadstool Tour. Remember, I was not even streaming or recording, but I was playing the game and I was talking to myself. And when it was raining, I was like, okay, yeah, we'll come back another day when it's not raining. And then I saved my game and quit, and then reloaded. And the rain went away. I crack myself up sometimes. But hooray for not hitting the tree. Our ball's going way too far, though. Stop in the semi-rough. Or the rough, you know, I can approach from there. That is absolutely fine. This is probably going to be another par hole. Judging by the hills, looks like we want 15 feet of distance, plus some topspin. I think the rough is going to cut it short. Oh, what a beautiful shot for the birdie. It's like it's not a hole-in-one, or an eagle. but it's still really cool in my opinion. Wow, Genius has dropped to -7. He's doing really well. He's gotten a birdie on every single hole, basically. Which could prove to be a problem for me. And I don't have my distance club. It would come in handy here, maybe. Because I could power shot this, but then where will it land? Will it stop on the fairway? This is so risky. But I perfected the shot, so it should go where I want it to go. We're aiming for a really narrow spot, as it were. Oh no, not the bush. Oh, okay, it's in the rough. This is gonna suck. Good grief, man. Oh, we won't be able to get too far with this. We just gotta get out of the rough, I guess. I could use a higher club, but the meat area shrinks and it just sucks to no end. But you know, we can still birdie this. If we can land on the green here, we can putt in for a birdie, which is fantastic. I was hoping for eagle, but that's not happening now. It's fine, though. And this is probably gonna go slightly too far. We have a 2-mile-an-hour wind, which isn't much. Oh, shoot, it didn't go too far at all. It's green edge, which is kind of tricky. I just have to not hit this too hard and we can have birdie. Let's see how that does. Oh, beautiful. Not an eagle, but I'm sure birdies are enough to win this tournament. Genius's score is expected to rise in the future, and my score is expected to drop. We still have quite a few holes left. I just can't remember what the score is for this tournament. I never memorize stuff like that. But hey, let's take the tee shot once again and not screw it up. That is fantastic. That's exactly what we want. It's just beautiful golf form. Don't roll into the bunker. Don't go in the sand. Wow, this is really nice. And by the way, I really like the new webcam I got. I used it for the first time on my Ori and the Blind Forest stream that I did Monday, January 2nd, I believe that was. It's pushing 60 frames per second, and that's the whole reason I bought it, but it only does that in 720p. Like, if you want to drop the camera to 480p, you can't get 60 frames, which is ridiculous, because you'd think you could get even more frames in a lower resolution. But whatever, it does what it was advertised to do, even though it's tricky to set up. What you have to do, you have to disable the backlight compensation, otherwise it drops the frame rate of the camera. Which is so weird that I had to turn that off manually to even get the advertised frame rate. Then the Logitech software tells me I'm using generic drivers, and I'm not sure what's meant by that, but hey, we are at the turn. But no matter how much I search for, like, official drivers or whatever, I never find anything. Which, again, is very strange and spooky. I want to be using official drivers for the camera, if there are any available, but I even searched Logitech's site. They don't exist. But, you know, the camera works, so I'm gonna keep it. It's okay. It does what I need it to do. I remember I bought a, like, Razer Stargazer webcam, and it said it required Windows 10, but I still decided to try it on Windows 7, right? But, of course, it didn't work. So I actually upgraded my PC to Windows 10, and I still couldn't get the darn thing to work, so I returned it! It did not work as advertised! Anyway, the new webcam I bought is a Logitech, I think C922X. It's a strange model number. But since my old webcam was also Logitech, I had quite a bit of faith that this one would actually work, and it does work, so I guess my expectations have been met. Oh boy. What really sucked is the time I bought a Chromebook, and it was locked down with security. I think I've already mentioned this before, probably in a previous episode. Or was it during Galaxy? I don't know, but I bought a Chromebook, and it was managed Chromebook. It was locked down with security, so I couldn't use it, so I had to return that too. And I hate returning things. Usually when I buy something, I always intend to keep it. Assuming it works, of course. Because I don't like to deal with the hassle of returns, and I know, like, online stores like Amazon probably hate you when you return things. But you know what? I had no choice. If the product doesn't work, I have to return it. There's no reason to keep it. It would just be a paperweight. A $159 paperweight. Ridiculous. Hey, we're at the top of the leaderboard. We reached -7, and Genius has risen to -6. So we're winning at the moment, which I suppose is nice. But hey, it's hole 12 of Lynx Club. I want to get another look at that green. I want to know what we're approaching. So the pin is kind of elevated on all sides by a round hill of sorts. I do believe that is what the 2D arrows represent here. So I could power shot this. It's a little bit of a risk. I think this will work. If not, I can save and quit. I hope I don't have to. But there is another beautiful, perfect power shot. So if this doesn't work out, I'm gonna be really sad, given that I perfected that shot. Okay! It didn't go where I thought it would, but it's still on the fairway. Which is really nice. Best drive at 249 yards. In this game, I'd say that's not very far, but that's because I haven't leveled up my drive much. My drive hasn't been that important to me. Oh man. I might have to power shot this 3-wood to avoid those bushes. I'm gonna aim at the edge of the fairway. The wind is gonna blow it to the right, so... Assuming I didn't even perfect it, I lost my first power shot. But you know, we are more than halfway there, so losing one power shot is not a huge disaster. I still have them for future par 5 holes, but there's probably only going to be 1 or maybe 2 more par 5 holes. I can't remember how many par 5 holes are on each course, or if it even varies between courses. I just don't pay that much attention, which is a total shame. But, you know, this is the lowest club I have. Well, we're going to have to gauge it a little bit here. Maybe, oh man. If that screw up if a shot works out, I'll be relatively happy. Oh my gosh, it bounced over the hole. That was pretty close to an eagle. Now I'd say we have a relatively easy birdie putt here, so... Just gotta aim for the hole. We're gonna overkill a little bit with the distance. I think I'll stop it at about 15 or 16, which is about halfway there. And that's our birdie. Oh boy, Genius got another birdie, taking him back down to -7, but we're at -8. So for the time being, I'm still ahead. I'm winning. And there's no wind on this hole, which is nice. So that means if I want to, I should be able to land it right there. Just right there. Oh, what a horrible shot. But that means it'll come up short. It's still on the fairway. This is what I mean by a shorter drive giving you better control. If your drive is really long, and you mess up a shot, you lose a lot of distance, because that shot meter represents your entire distance. So it's like the same percentage of that distance is also more, so if you mess up a shot, you lose more distance than you would with a shorter drive, if that makes any sense. Because I think it'd be a constant percentage of distance lost based on failure to hit the ball properly. But anyway, we want slightly more than 1/4. Going up hills. Oh, that was a hard putt. I had to use the long range putt, or the medium range putt rather, because we were going up the hill. But that's just so tricky, because the whole meter represents 100 feet or whatever, and I was only trying to hit, like, slightly over 30 feet, but anyway. Hey, we're still winning. Genius must have gotten a bogey or something. He went back to -6. Did he even score that well in the match game? Because in the match games, it doesn't keep track of your score, it's just which holes you've won. Because your score and which holes you've won are two separate things, in my opinion. I'm gonna aim for this bush, and hope that the wind blows it over to the right, and so we should land on the fairway. If not, I'm gonna retake the shot, because I cannot afford to land in the bushes. And by retake the shot, I mean save and quit. Oh my gosh. It, like, came up short or something. No, I can't take this, I'm sorry. That shot was planned out and hit perfectly, at least as far as I could tell. And it came up really short. Okay, so last time I aimed for this bush here, it came up short and landed in bush 2 below it. So that means if I aim right about here, I guess that will put us on the fairway. Okay, I messed up the second part of the shot, so we're gonna come up a little extra short. And it's probably gonna slice a bit too. Either left or right, I'm not sure which. Are we on fairway? Yes, we are. Alright, that'll do. Now here comes an important shot. We have to make the green and... Okay, the wind is slightly in our favor, but I guess we shouldn't really count on that. Use a club higher, cut it a bit short, and I guess mess up the meat area. That's not what I had in mind. We're gonna make it up the hill. Jeez. Well, I can pitch from here. Probably with a 5-iron, like always. Aim a little bit to the left to compensate for the wind. Hit about halfway. Backspin it too. Alright, I was expecting that to go straight in. But, you know, par is not the most horrible thing ever. I will take it and move on. Oh my gosh! Did I almost miss that? I would have been so mad. Not really mad. I got really mad during Ori and the Blind Forest, I tell you what. I even started insulting the game, calling it the worst game ever. Yeah, I went a bit crazy. I didn't actually mean all that, but it was really frustrating. We're gonna really have to cut this one short. Oh, I didn't do it right. I think that's still too much power. Because 3 miles an hour, it's not that strong a wind. Okay, it did better than I thought it would after I hit it all messed up like that. So there's no hills. We're going straight for the pin. And I think we need to overcompensate slightly because I think the green edge slows things down. So, I've probably been over all this before, but I'm explaining what I'm doing as I go. It's what I like to do. But yeah, that worked. It said chip in, but it wasn't a chip, it was a putt. I wish the game would learn the difference, man. But hey, -9. We're still ahead of Genius. And there's only a few holes left in this tournament. How exciting. Oh man, here we go. Ooh, par 5. Barely any wind. So, that's gonna get cut short enough, right? I don't know if this is gonna land on the fairway or not. It all depends on whether or not I perfect it, too. Well, there you have it. A perfect power shot. So, let's hope for the best. Not in the... Okay. I hope the trees are not in my way, though. That could be a thing. Good grief. Is there any way I can hit around these trees? No, wrong button. I have to go back and see what I'm doing. I'm all the way over there? Well, you know, it's a par 5, so I'm gonna cut myself some slack. And just aim there. I really would have liked an eagle on this hole. But you can't risk it. Why did I land in the water? No! That's not allowed to happen. Sorry. Nope. I refuse to accept that. I don't need any one-stroke penalties. It's hard enough to win this tournament as it is. Maybe the power shot was an unnecessary risk. Maybe I'll just hit a normal shot. That should put me further behind, so that maybe the trees won't be in the way. And then, maybe I'll have a better shot at the green from back here. Because I'm further away from the trees now, which means they shouldn't be in the... Really? It's in the way again? How do you ever have the trees not in the way? Is that a thing I can do? Of course, what I am willing to do is purposely land my ball in the rough and then approach from there. That is a thing I could try to do. And I guess the 1-wood is not going to work. So let's hit that, and hopefully it doesn't come up short and land out of bounds or in the water. What the fudge? This is the first time I've ever had to restart the same hole twice. Good grief. I know most people might expect you to just play and deal with it, but no, I can't. I need a good score to win the tournament, and this is not acceptable. Have I ever tried aiming here? I'm so sorry to keep on repeating this, but hey, if I lose another, I'll sacrifice another power shot for a good lie. That is not a good lie. Oh, for crying out loud. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't want to have to do this. This is probably really painful to watch. See, I think the aim was fine. I just have to perfect the shot. That's important. Yeah, you have to get that right, otherwise you are going to come up real short every time. See, there we go. That's a little bit more like it. Now the tree could still be in my way. But it looks like we're hitting between the trees, which is nice. I'm gonna give it power again. Can I aim closer to the pin? How short am I gonna be if I do that? I think the 1-wood has a habit of always coming up really short, so I think it's an unnecessary risk. But hey, a perfect 3-wood power shot is never a bad thing, unless it lands in the water somehow. Do not land in the freaking water, I swear. Oh, okay, you know what? I'll take that. I can deal with that. I'm also going to use a 60-yard approach, even though we're 27 yards away. Because I need this, I think, to be slightly overkill, gauge the teeny tiny wind, and it's not going to be an eagle, but that's what I'm trying for. It's probably not going to eagle. But that doesn't stop me from trying. Yeah, it went too far. But I'm on the green now, and I can still get birdie or par. I will take either one at this point. Slightly gauge the hills. And... do it. Go in. Alright, that's a birdie. Those painful restarts were worth it for the birdie. And we are very close to the end of the tournament, so rather than trying to stop at the 20-minute mark, I do believe I will finish this out. So, onward into overtime. I know we're only at 19 minutes, but if I keep going, I know it's gonna go over 20. But that happens, man. And I just have to say that that's okay. Some episodes are allowed to be longer. It's like, I don't want to have to play by all the rules if I don't have to. I mean, I make up these arbitrary rules for my videos that they can only be a certain length. But sometimes that's just silly. I can't enforce it. Especially if I restart the same hole several times like I just did. Oh, so I messed up that shot, but we're still in a good positioning. aiming for the green now. And I am overkilling that wind too much. It's only 1 mile an hour. It's not a huge deal. At least it shouldn't be a huge deal. But hey, I hit the ball perfectly, so that's the best I can hope for, really. And if it goes in the sand trap, that's okay too. I can approach from there. I don't know why it came up so short. Did I mess up the shot? I admit I wasn't paying full attention like I was maybe supposed to. Okay, I think we're okay now. I don't know why I'm using backspin, but I feel like I need it. I should have used topspin. We could have had the birdie. But I will take my par and leave. I don't restart unless it's absolutely detrimental for me to not restart. So, how are we doing? -10 versus -7? So unless Genius gets an albatross on the next hole, which he probably won't because it's a par 4. To get an albatross on a par 4, it would have to be a hole-in-one. Because that's what you would have to do to be 3 strokes below par, which is nigh impossible. I also wanted to get an albatross during my playthrough, but there's no guarantee of that. Luckily, the end screen for the earlier episodes, like the first few episodes, showed an albatross from a previous playthrough as a different character. So at least you get to see kind of what that looks like. And I did actually get a ball in during one of those random challenges on the field, and it gave me the hole-in-one animation for my character. So even though that doesn't really count, I still think it's kind of neat that it showed that. But anyway, this is probably going to be a bad shot. It's probably going to go way too far. Yeah. I knew what I was doing there, I just still went with it. Alright. Maybe it's just because I love the pitch shot so much. I think I actually do love pitching in, even though I do try to avoid it, because putting is usually easier if you can get the ball close enough. But, you know. See, I love it when things go according to plan. Well, there's a birdie for the final hole of the Lynx Club tournament. Our final score is -11, Genius is at -8. So I guess if you're playing the Lynx Club tournament, your goal is to get -9 or lower, and you will win. At least if these scores are consistent, which I assume they are. Anyway, wow, -11, that is pretty close to -12, which I believe was my score for 2 of the other tournaments, namely Marion Club and Palm Club. I can't remember what Dune Club was, it might have been -10. But you know, that's good, that's really, really good. So now we're probably gonna be leveling up. Pretty sure the Lynx Club tournament is a big deal. That is 465 experience points. That's 100 more days than there are in most years. 2 up. We get 2 level ups here. So let's improve that. Oh gosh, it's gonna unimprove my shot and my straightness? Okay, let's try this. Well, I don't want to make my shot that low. That's not necessary, is it? Yeah, I want to keep that middle. And the meat area didn't degrade at all, so I guess I'm okay with this. I just really want to keep my shot straight. That's important to me. Anyway, it is time for the celebration. After all, I just won the Lynx Club tournament. Crazy, right? A new champion has appeared at Lynx Club today. It's Lemon from Marion Club. I now present this trophy to Lemon. Congratulations, Lemon. Why, thank you, sir. And there's me with my golden trophy and my deal with it sunglasses. I just never take those darn sunglasses off. Well, here's the end credits. But I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. The game is not over. The Let's Play is not over. There will be more in the future. Look at all these names that I can't pronounce unless I think about them, even though they're probably spelt phonetically, because that's usually what happens when Japanese names are translated. Does Satoru Iwata show up in these credits? I guess I'd be kind of surprised if he did. Because these are probably mostly Camelot's credits, I would imagine. But hey, Shigeru Miyamoto is there because he created Mario. Yeah, I don't see Satoru Iwata. But either way, may he rest in peace. He passed away, what was it? Last year? I think it was last year. Because I think last year was the year that I did my Ocarina of Time HD Let's Play. I think that was a 2016 Let's Play, or was that 2015? I tell you what, man, the time flies. It's just flying right past me. It's insane. Shigeru Miyamoto was also a supervisor. I find that to be interesting, and Koji Kondo composed the music. Well, at least he composed the Super Mario Bros. Tune. I'm not sure who really had a major role in the music for Mario Golf on the Game Boy, but it could have easily been Koji Kondo's doing. But at least everyone is credited, I suppose, even if I'm not exactly sure what they did. So yeah, that's the Lynx Club tournament, baby. And the cool thing is, the game will autosave, I think, and probably kick me back to the main menu when the credits are over. That's a thing that's happening, I think. There's the artwork team. They probably made, like, the birdie animations and stuff for all the characters, and probably sprited the miniature versions of them, too. Like the one I control when walking around on the field and stuff. It's all 2D sprites. In the end, I mean, it's not the end, but it is quite impressive that a golf game could exist on the Game Boy Color with so few pixels and screen space to work with. Oh, there's a cool shot! You know, I'm a lefty, so I think you just swung the wrong way. But whatever, I'll mirror that part of the video. And mirrored. There. Perfect. That's me, baby. The left-handed golfer. If I were to ever play golf, I would definitely play left-handed. That is a thing. But hey, thanks for sticking through the extra-long semi-finale episode, as it were. As I said, there is more, which we will find out soon, in the next episode. So, I'm the Sporkinator, thank you for watching, and may we meet again in the future.